By to orange, it's going away. What we are substituting in its place, however, is basically a two-step type of advisory system. A risk is either elevated or imminent. The baseline is higher, meaning that we assume we are constantly at some level of risk. That unfortunately, but this is our reality, there is always someone or some group trying to attack us. So that's our base level. But if we have specific and credible information about a terrorist threat that is above that, then we would issue either an elevated alert or, in the most extreme circumstances, one that is imminent. And we will do that online, and we will do that via social media. And we will provide updated information that way. Tools not available to us 10 years ago, 8 years ago, or in some respects 6 years ago. dhs.gov/alert for those of you that want to check out the website. Now, going back to the President and to the cyberspace policy review, there the President said, and recognize that national cyberspace is a vital economic security priority for our country. The innovations that cyberspace has enabled have driven advances in prosperity, advances in transparency and freedom, as we've seen particularly in the past few months, unimaginable just a short time ago. We have grown very dependent on digital networks. We're working reliably and securely as part of our day-to-day and actually our minute-by-minute lives. Without a secure cyberspace, critical infrastructure like basic utilities stop functioning, basic necessities don't make it onto our store shelves, phones fall silent, and perhaps more devastating, none of us can update our Facebook accounts. We would find that terrible. So, seriously, if the security of our cyber networks is compromised, modern life, our economies, our systems, our networks effectively can grind to a complete halt. And that is why the Department of Homeland Security must have a clear mission and clear vision when it comes to cyber. We see cyber as part and parcel of a secure homeland. Indeed, when we set out the 5 major missions of Homeland Security, we specified cyber as its own mission set for the first time in U.S. history. 5 major missions: counterterrorism, border security, air, land, and sea, immigration enforcement, protection of cyberspace, and the ability to respond effectively and efficiently to any disaster that may occur. Now, working to create a safe, secure, and resilient cyber environment is a lot easier said than done, as you might well imagine. So we have to work with a number of partners outside of the federal government. And as the Dean recognized in his opening comments, Berkeley has been a real leader and a very good partner on this front through pioneering work done here in computer science and engineering and in mathematics. The Trust Program is a terrific example of the kinds of partnerships we are seeking to foster between academia and with industry as well. We've also partnered with Berkeley on other areas, such as nuclear forensics research. And we are grateful always to tap into the resident expertise on this campus. Now, before I go into more specifics on what DHS is doing and what we plan to do to facilitate a more secure cyberspace, it's important, I think, to be clear how we as a government and as a society view it, how we view cyberspace. Because how we view it, how we approach it, plays a large role in how we go about securing it. At our department, at DHS, we believe cyberspace is fundamentally civilian space. There's no perfect metaphor with which to capture it, but as an inherently civilian space, It bears some similarities to protecting a neighborhood, a library, a marketplace, a schoolyard, a workshop. That's not to say that cyberspace is a benign space. We all know that it can facilitate exploitation, it can facilitate conflict, it can facilitate criminal activity. So just over the past year, indeed over the past weeks, we have seen the full spectrum of cyber threats, from spamming to denial of service attacks and attempts to inject dangerous pieces of spyware, among other dangers out there. Symantec, a leading cybersecurity firm, recently reported a 93% increase in cyber attacks for 2010 compared to 2009. And many of these reported incidents happened in the private sector. Earlier this year, we saw malicious attacks targeting financial institutions like NASDAQ, which are arguably among our most critical national assets. This month, a company called Epsilon, which provides email marketing to many financial services companies, reported an intrusion and compromise of its sensitive information. Internationally, the European Commission reported intrusions into all of their systems. And even renowned cybersecurity company RSA, which provides encryption and security products to a huge portion of the financial services community, also reported an intrusion and compromise of their sensitive information during the past year. And of course, now if you take cyberspace and analogize it to cities, just as all cities experience crime, so too does cyberspace. We will never be able to eliminate the risk entirely. There's always going to be something going on out there we would not like to see or do not like to see. But we think we can help minimize the risk in cyberspace by doing something called enabling distributed security, making the open nature of the internet one of its strengths. And by doing so, we can support the enormous potential of cyberspace while creating its most secure environment. So you may be asking, how do you secure a distributed, decentralized, and fundamentally civilian space when it's largely privately owned, straddles international boundaries, and has both virtual and physical elements? If you're asking yourself that, it's a very good question. We think we have two specific roles. As